All right, we made it to my old fishing hole. Seems like the ice has melted completely off, but it does seem like the water is a bit low, and we're gonna find out what that means for us today. That might mean the fishing will be just fine, or it might mean the fish is all hugging the deeper spots. So we're gonna try to find those. If that's the case, let's give it a shot. Ah, what a day, what a day. Gorgeous. So this is European nymph fishing. It's not fly fishing in the American sense of the word, but it's close enough. This is a strike indicator, aka super bobber, and it's key to get the depth right. If you get the depth right, it's kind of no-brainer fishing, but we do use a nymph for this. So let's give it a shot. All right, so right off the bat with my polarized glasses, I do not see much fish in there, many fish in there. But if they would be somewhere, they'd probably be right in that area. So let's give it a shot. We'll see. Might be hiding in there. Used to be my favorite hole, this, but I'm not gonna lie, I haven't had a whole lot of luck lately in here. The water is very low. Oh yeah, I got a little guy right off the bat. Let's see what it is. Does not look like a trout to me. Off you go. Good riddance. Little stream rat. So this is how we European nymph fish right here. Just nice slow drift right over the bottom of the stream is what you're hoping for. And if they were hanging out, they'd probably be right there by these rocks. So we're gonna drift it through that, see what happens. We'll make our way up a little bit. They might also be sitting kind of right there at the mouth. There's actually a lot of flies or something above the water right now. Might just well be one of those days best suited for dry flies. See, I got snagged up there on something. I think the key to this whole hobby is just finding where the fish are hanging out. It's not necessarily important what you throw at them. If you can put it in front of their face. There's actually a fish right there that I think nibbled a little bit on the nymph. Just didn't quite take it. Oh, bounced it. Pretty risky casting all the way out there because of that tree. Well, you know, we gotta try our luck. Okay. Ooh, that's something good. Wow, this sucker is really pulling. Oh wow, look at him go. Oh, and of course, that was a good fighter. You know what? He deserves to get off the hook there. I can't believe I missed him. It happens. It's fishing. I am not planning on keeping the fish. I just don't have the energy to deal with cleaning it. today. It was a rough week of work and in the family as well. So, we're just gonna have a relaxing fishing time. Hopefully, catch something to show to the camera here. All right, this is a little bit different right here. The water is much shallower, although there's some depth over there, but my goodness, it looks shallow. I don't think we're gonna have a whole lot of luck in this, but you never know until you try. So let's go give it a fair shake. Oh yeah, I see a couple of them. Pretty nice size right there. Man, they're on the move. All right, well, let's try to catch them. Where did they go? They have moved on a little bit. Oh my gosh. Okay, there's a huge school. Holy buckets. I don't know if you can quite see that, but I feel like I just pushed them. That's not great. They just all moved up. Okay, they're moving around. As long as I don't move too much, I think they'll be okay. Wow, they're just schooling. I think it might be because they are freshly released from the hatchery, so they're a little bit young and dumb. Yeah. Let's go see what we can do about that. This might get a little wild if I don't snag before I can even cast. Okay, that was a terrible cast. There we go. Okay, let's see if they grab it. Oh, goodness, they're far away from here yet. Okay, I got a fish on. Not surprised. Jeez, this is a... Really? Another one. I missed another one. Wow. Okay. He didn't even take the bait, I don't think. I think I just snagged him, which is quite incredible on such a little hook. Yeah, AI, all the rage now in any industry, basically. It's quite disruptive. Jury is still out how effective it's going to be. I am really surprised. I just hooked 2 fish and not solid. Okay, we got one on. Wow, we got some. They sure have some spunk. It's like they were released yesterday or something. Look at that. I haven't seen a rainbow. What are they crossbreeding you guys with? This is intense. Okay, let's pull them in. I should have a net, really. Let's see, what is this thing? Yeah, about 13 inches. 14. Yeah, just about 14 inches. That's not bad. I just can't keep 15 inches. Really, I just need like 2 fish for my wife and I. The kids, they don't really like it. Might catch 3 if we get a little guy. If we catch another one, this size. We're letting her go. The rest of them can have a day off. I feel like we're gonna be catching this size. These are all hatchery. They're gonna be uniform. Look at that. Look at that. That's just like, I jokingly tell my wife that I'm going to the grocery store to pick up some fish because of the season right now. Yeah, I think this one is letting go. It's a little too big. If it doesn't work itself off of the hook here. Or maybe that will be our third. Let's see what size it is too first. Look at this beautiful trout. Wow, it's actually very decent shape for a trout that's hatchery raised, because usually they have their fins chewed up. Yeah, they're all the same size. That makes sense. Let's let this one go. This is where I got my foot wet. Just gotta be careful. There you go. Some other tourists will catch you by sometime later. Usually you can tell end of the season. There's one running. That's the size that I want, just kind of a little guy. But I'll catch 3 and call it good, for definitely for keeping. And then we can just keep catching them. Yeah, so the deal is in spearfish they raise trout, and actually in rapid too. And where I took my biking video, you can see the hatchery. So then they'll stock these streams, obviously for, generally for tourism purposes. Just had one there. And these guys, especially when they first stock them, I mean, as you can see, they're just nibbling on anything that floats by. Like, they don't know any better. By the end of the summer and into the fall, it's way more interesting to catch them because, well, they've survived. The fishermen over the summer, they get a little bit wiser. So it's not quite a free-for-all as it is right now, but that's the benefit of living here. I get first dibs on all the hatchery trout. And if you like eating them like my wife and I do, well, we live in the right place. This might be the perfect size. Where are you going? Sorry, I can do the camera angle. Oh, he's gonna snag himself on that stupid tree now. And that's actually pretty smart for a fish. So anyway, so yeah, we get the first dibs on eating these guys, but oh yeah, that's perfect. Look at this thing. This is like, no. Get back here. No. Okay, apologies. You can see this mess, but he really almost got away. This is like really nice eater right here. I don't really need them to be much bigger than this. Bigger they are, the more cleaning you have to do, and sometimes the meat gets a bit mushy. So this will be fine. So now we're done. Like literally for dinner, I have enough fish. I don't want to clean any more than 3. So now we fish for fun. And they're still all over there. There's probably 3 dozen fish. Probably 40 fish or so in there. And they're all good size. They're schooling because that's the artificial conditions in the hatchery. I'm wondering if that's the case. I don't know if trout is a fish that schools. You do see them schooling in the creek, in creeks and in the lakes. They kind of hang out in the same spot where the food is. So maybe I'm wrong, but they just seem like they're excessively bunched up in a spot where it's a little bit surprising for them all to be. Well, not really. I mean, that's kind of a deep pocket right there. You know, the stream comes out, all the food gets conveyor belt right into their mouths. So it's not surprising they're all hanging out there, but they'll probably see one of their buddies figure it out, and then the rest of them do the same thing. That's how we all operate. Yeah, there's another one. Okay, this one is running in circles. It's a couple of fish hanging out there too. Let's bring him back up the stream. Yeah, he doesn't know what to do. Obviously, he's never been caught before. Is this sportsmanlike to be catching these guys? I mean, you know, or is it like, you know, those places where they raise deer for quote unquote hunting? That's what it reminds me of a little bit. That's why I don't take excessive pride in catching these guys, because it's too easy. But also, oh my gosh, he worked himself into that pocket. It's gonna be okay in there. Yeah, he's in this crack here. Where are you at? I just want to get him out because it's not really gonna survive in there. Here you go. Okay, good. Sorry for the trauma, buddy. With this size trout, I am really wishing for a net right now, just because, well, I'm abusing them a little bit. Usually I try to land them softly up a bank, but these guys have so much energy, I tell you. You know what? Let's catch like this one, and then maybe we just kind of call it. Oh, that's pretty. Just works himself up into the air. Yeah. I don't want to beat them up too much. Although, you know, the weather is turning and there's plenty of food. Like, it's not the end of the world if they get a little exercise, right? Let's see. Yeah, just like this. That's the more gentle way, you know. Let's not abuse the fish any more than we kind of have to. There we go. Pretty little stock trout. See if I don't slip off this rock. Okay, but oh, it's fun though. It's fun. All right. Well, let's do another one. It's fun, but it's too easy, right? So. Today we're not fishing. Today we're straight up caching. Yeah, we can catch these guys all day. Not really. Oh God, no. I have Pretty wicked wind knot. Wow, or something tangle going on. Yeah, okay. Sure, it's not wicked at all. It's superficial. Okay. All right, guys. We're gonna stop abusing you shortly. Yeah, see, like, once you dial in, depth is right, fish is dumb and hungry, and fresh out of the hatchery. I mean, you just slam them, you know. But I may have had enough of this unsportsmanlike conduct here. There he goes. So yes, our government, you guys, provides us with this bounty. Not for free. I mean, if you think about what I pay in licensure, it's definitely, well, it's like calculated per pound. If you count in my time, well, this fish is quite expensive, but hey, it's also entertainment that I would pay for. Okay. Yep, pretty. And speaking of entertainment, wow, this phone looks like it's about to take flight off of this holder into the stream. I mean, this is entertainment first and foremost in the eyes of our government. I mean, cheap food in the US is quite cheap, quite abundant still, even though, you know, inflation and yada yada, yes, that is all true. But overall, when I ask my mother, who's still in Russia, what meat costs there, well, say it's like $4 a kilo, so it's like $2 a pound. But you gotta understand that, I mean, their salaries are nowhere near our salaries here, right? This is a little guy. I might be able to just airlift him out. Stop dangling so much. Dude, you're only hurting yourself. Okay. Shush. You know, we'll let you go. Look at that guy. He's got weird spots on him. I'm not sure what's going on. You're not sick, are you? Not some sort of zombie trout. Just toss you back. Okay. All right, guys. Like literally one more, right? One more. Just for the road, huh? Quick little roadie. Oh, really? Jeez. Come on, guys. Like, I mean, yeah. Oh, ha. Yeah, well, it's one thing to hook them, but it doesn't count unless you catch them. We're catching, we're not fishing. So, one more. One more. I just had one. Got off my hook. These guys are so big and so dumb, they might have flattened out my hook. So, you know, the hook has a certain curvature to it. And when you hit enough fish, they can actually pull it straight. Not absolutely straight, but like straighter than it was, just a little bit. And then it's more challenging to actually pull a fish out. Like, it's still easy to hook them like this. Once you start pulling on them, you know, there's a little flex on the hook anyway. So you start pulling them out, and they just fly off the hook. And these guys are, I mean, they're insane. They're like energized, well fed. Obviously, we're just released from the hatchery. We got all the energy in the world. Come on, you bum. Yeah, a net would do wonders right now. Yeah, that's beautiful. What can I say? Look at, but well, guys, consider this free training for when you get absolutely wrecked this summer by tourists every day for 3 months, and then at the end of that gauntlet, only the smart survive. All right, guys, let's catch a couple of more fish, and then we're gonna probably call it good. I've caught enough for dinner, even though I didn't originally intend to keep anything. But they just looked really tasty to me. The school is still there. I guess they don't learn their lesson, so we got to provide them some free training for the upcoming summer tourist season. I gotta say the wind is picking up a bit, and so it's becoming harder to cast, probably harder to hear me. See, this is training right here. It's like, hey man, don't just grab anything that floats in front of your face, even if it's pretty and sparkly. You're gonna get hammered every day of the summer by a tourist. And you gotta figure it out. You gotta figure it out. There we go. Another factory trout. Hatchery. What did I say? Factory? Stop it. Yeah, good, pretty. Give you a kiss, but I don't know, you're a bit smelly. Yeah. Really nice, really nice. There he goes. See? There's another one. There's 2 more, 3. There's like 5 right there. 6. Yeah. 6 right there. I'd actually be able to see those right in there. And then there's like 40 right over there. That's where I've been hammering them, just absolutely slamming them. They're all in one spot. I'm having a hard time stopping. I'm like a gambling addict, in some cultures, you keep everything you catch like this. And I can tell you right now, if that was this place, we would be walking out with a cooler full of fish. But with that said, like, for one thing, there are legal limits. That would be poaching. For another, we don't have that sort of food insecurity around here to care that much. And then what do you do with all that fish? Like, you got to clean them all, give them to your friends. They don't want to just a whole fish, with guts and everything in it. Well, we live in the first world. That's how we can still know it, even though life is a little bit harder after the pandemic. Maybe a lot harder for some of us who have lost their jobs and whatnot. But it's been easy for these trout, and we're just giving them a little bit of dose of reality here. It's like, hey man, if it looks too good to be true, pass on it, pass on it. It might be a crypto bro on the other end of that fishing pole. What am I talking about? I'm getting out of here. Talk to you later, guys. Just want to show you what they did to my nymph. That might be a retirement potential here. Yeah, they brutalized this thing, man. I haven't been... Oh, I just put it in my thumb. I haven't seen fish this lively in a bit, especially in this hole. I guess this is not my regular hole. Like, there's not nearly as often the number of fish here schooling like this, but today we've been absolutely blessed by the presence of fresh release from the local hatcheries. All right, guys. Well, we absolutely smashed some trout today. I mean, I caught 3, but I caught many more, and I've released probably, I don't know how many, 7 more at least. And it just got a little bit boring, you know. It gets that way sometimes. And that's because these obviously are hatchery trout that have been recently released. They're all uniform size and absolutely gorgeous fish, but I'm actually quite surprised that their fins are not all chewed up. But yeah, you know, they're just really easy to catch. You just cast right in the middle of them, and one of them is going to inevitably grab it because they don't know any better. When they first get released into the wild, they're still acclimatizing. They don't know. They're just conditioned to grab whatever floats in front of them from the hatchery. And so that's what they do. So they're really easy. But at the end of the summer, they become a lot more discerning. And that, I believe, Darwinism, the selection of the fittest takes place, and the strongest ones, the smartest ones survive. So it's a little more interesting in the fall to fish out here. But yeah, this was just easy. I caught enough for dinner tonight. And we're having Ethiopian food, and now we're going to be able to complement it with some fresh caught trout. So I'll catch you in the next one.